What's up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video. This is gonna be a brief video. There's a woman. Her name is like whatever, and her name doesn't matter. But anyway, she left a comment, and I don't know if she deleted the comment because I can't find it. I screenshotted it, but she said some shit like, "I've noticed other races have no problems getting with and marrying single mothers and building a family unit. Black men like this dude now have this motto saying don't get," and then it ends there. And I really wanted to see the rest of this comment. Um Generally I wouldn't give that like a lot of thought, but that's kind of the first time I've ever really heard that. Look, my simple answer is this. Date why are you all not dating non-black men then? If non-black men or African men or whatever race or ethnic group is willing to deal with your shit, go be great and go date them. And this is like a lighter skinned chick. This is like a lighter skinned chick, and it's like the thing that kills me about a lot of women, and the reason why I say women is because with dudes that shit would just get stomped the fuck out immediately. Is motherfuckers that just say anything. I just find it interesting how you can have an adult that is north of like 25 that some of the dumbest shit they will allow it to come out of their mouth. And I get it, social media, but damn. And I'm it's interesting because I'm surprised. I'm not gonna say I'm surprised it hasn't been tried before because the shit is utter ridiculous. It's just like when people wrote that when that black dude wrote that article saying black men are the white men of the black community. Shout out to BGS with his video talking about black women getting Supreme Court justices. Now doing things for black people is doing things for black women now. I just and then you got dudes that they just absolutely don't get it because they're just their head is that far in the sand that they just don't see shit. And that is what that is. But um that shit is utter ridiculous. Men, when I say men of value, I want to be clear here. A black man that makes $50,000 or more a year is in the top 25% of black men. So that's not even the average. Those are above average black men. And technically they're making about what they say, like they're in the median, the upper median of all men. Men of value are not doing that shit. Black men did the stepdaddy program. Kevin has said this, BGS has said this. The ex I forget what you're not millennials. The boomers, it's the boomers. The boomers did that shit more than any other group. At black men, if you all like, let's keep it real because women are very resource conscious. If women could, shout out to David Carroll too, who has talked about this. He always talks about where these white dudes. The reality is, if you all could go to other races, you would. And this is a lighter skinned chick, so she's got white in her family. Maybe not directly, but indirectly. Stop the cap. I would love for somebody to say this stupid shit like verbally. Really? Now Donovan Sharp has talked about this too. Um, so I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen, but it doesn't happen like it happens in the black community. The dudes are not doing that, and if dudes are doing it, they're bargain basement shopping. I mean, they're dating women, and trust me, that woman is under the control of that man. But for the most part, motherfuckers are not doing that. Even women, even other white women, even other non-black women don't be pushing that shit like that. Not like that. But this is where and shout out to Grinch too, because I before Grinch removed the video, I listened to maybe like half of it where he was giving constructive criticism to Bernard, kind of reference to Angry Man and what Angry Man talk about with Bernard pulling on that chick up, that Chanel chick. And one of the things I didn't hear in that interview that Bernard should have asked is why don't you date white men then? Like, why are you not dating white men? And I would have made her get her on the record as saying, do you believe black men are an impediment to black women dating white men? And if so, why? My thing is, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it straight up. The simple answer to this: go if they're doing that, then go date them. I don't understand why you telling us what they're doing. You expect us to do some shit that we clearly know is a bad deal. And what you start to see is motherfuckers are they're just throwing anything and everything out there as a mechanism to see what sticks. And I'm gonna tell you what they're doing, cause see, a lot of y'all would think, well, why they're doing this dumb shit? It's just like I don't like fishing. Like I don't like to fish. My whole family, well, my youngest brother doesn't. My middle brother and my mom, they share that bond. They both like to fish. I don't. I'm not doing that shit. Not because I don't like to be in nature. I don't prefer it, but I damn sure don't like to fish. I just don't. I don't see the point of it. I mean, I see the point of it, but I don't see the point of doing it recreationally. Just don't. But that's what they're doing. They're fishing. When women say do shit like this, you all have to understand that they're fishing for number one, attention, which some people could argue that's what I'm giving. But they're also fishing for niggas that will do that. They're looking for the quote unquote Russell Wilsons. They're looking for the quote unquote Dwayne Wades. They're looking for the Boyce Watkins. They're probing. And this is a big reason why, we have kind of a philosophical difference with some of the folks in the sphere, because a lot of dudes will say, okay, I understand the wall of indifference and the wall of silence. Grinch talked about that. I completely understand that. But that is a macro situation. What motherfuckers do on YouTube has nothing to do with what motherfuckers are doing in real life. And when I say real life, I mean the story that Grinch talked about he ain't trying to fuck because he just wanted the chick to do something for him, bring him something. That has nothing to do with us having this conversation on YouTube. Just like Kevin Samuels having a conversation that he's having is not like that's not the type of attention they want. Not because of what he's saying, but because how Kevin is, they just can't help but expose their bullshit because that's how insane they've gotten. So I don't really equate what Bernard did as giving him attention, because what Bernard did with the thing that was successful in that video is it's not about the question is the cost of giving her some bullshit as attention, which don't mean shit, is that worth her looking stupid? And then a lot of these I won't call them knuckleheads, but a lot of these dudes that are newer to this space. So I'm just sorry, they're not gonna take your fucking word for it. I'm under no illusions that it doesn't matter how long I've been in this space. Like you see them question like BGS and shit, it doesn't matter. They gotta hear from the women. And a lot of y'all need to understand that they gotta hear from the women. We may be further along with it, but part of the value of having women talk is facilitating the argument. Now some of y'all will say, well, women will learn how to say the pandering shit. Well, that's not a bad thing either, because that doesn't mean that these dudes are just going to turn into crash test dummies and just run into shit, because eventually women are going to do the bullshit. They can't help it. It's who they are. Just like that black female judge that gave that underage black male man, young brother, 200 something years. They can't help but be who they are. So eventually they're going to do it. It's just like touching a hot stove. They just can't help it. So I'm not really worried about, oh well, niggas is gonna go back to the stepdaddy plan. That's not happening. The Z's are not playing that game. The Z's are not even looking for black women anymore. So if anything, we're having a conversation more about what the millennials that are like 30 and up are gonna do. That's really the conversation we're having. Just like how Xers, at the end of the day, they have their ideals that is subject to their own generation, just like we do. Our issue is we facilitate the conversation, but the Z's are not on that. So and as you have more people coming into the dating pool, as far as women that are opting out or women that are coming back in that are older, there's too many market things that kind of deal with that I tend to not worry about that. And quite frankly, the dudes that want to simp, they're gonna be that no matter what happens. You can't protect niggas from simping. Just like how you can't hold niggas accountable for having babies or having kid or doing whatever they want to do sexually if they get the access to do so. You can't stop dudes from simping. You can educate them on it, just like how with marriage. You can't stop dudes from getting married. You just can't. Some of them are gonna have to learn. That, and I accept that. A lot of y'all kind of have a problem accepting that, or y'all think, oh, well, they're gonna change. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't give a fuck if they change. My thing is allowing Darwinism to run its course and not create things that kind of interfere with that. That's the biggest issue, the thing that I talk about. I don't want women to have all these bailout programs that they can just run to once they fuck up. That's because if you remove those things, and I'm not even talking about, if you remove the social climate, and the best and most effective way to do that is not by us running our mouths, it's actually by letting that bitch say what she really believes. Letting her tell her truth to the world. Just like how women get in power politically. That's not a bad thing. I'm gonna tell you why. Because when they show who the fuck they really are, that genie can't go back in the bottle. And a lot of these dudes that otherwise don't want to listen to us, they're gonna be feeling a lot of kinetic consequences to that. Just like when you got Hunter Biden and them saying that racial shit, they're not gonna puff their chests out as much. Because it's like, y'all, people talk that shit about Biden. I know I'm jumping around, but Biden and then all the shit that happened, a lot of the brothers, a lot of the women, it's going to start to separate some of them folks. And quite frankly, you have dudes that no matter what, they actually believe in the gynocracy. Grinch has talked about this. And that's okay too. But those dudes need to not hide under these ideas of community and all that. Black people need to start telling the truth about what they really think and start owning that shit. So coming back to what this other female was saying, at the end of the day, if that's what them non-black men are doing, then go get them. Go get them. If they're so great, why isn't it y'all are not doing what y'all need to do to get them? Because the problem is a lot of the problems that we complain we have with black women, other groups are not gonna tolerate. So if it's just us and it's that really black men ain't shit, then y'all should be those problems really are not as big of a deal. The bonnets, the weights, all this, the single motherhood, then you all theoretically should be able to go to other groups, even if it's other ethnic groups, even if it's Africans or Caribbeans. You all should be able to demonstrate that you can get other dudes to accept the deal that we won't accept. If it's really that we're now, we know black men will accept shit other men wouldn't even think about accepting, not even from their own women, let alone from other women. And unfortunately, we got to play this bullshit because people want to play games. But it's just a comment. It's just a pretty much dumb bitch saying dumb shit. So that's the first one I want to address real quick. The second one I want to address is Queen. Queen responded. And she wrote a real long comment. I really, really, I mean, damn, this shit is like a dissertation. And I write paragraphs, but goddamn. So I wanted to verbally say this, and this is actually the first time I'm fully reading it. I kind of responded because I read some of it, so I got the gist of it. But I want to throw this out here since I'm already up here. She basically apologized for taking so long. That's fine. I mean, it's threats. People get to it when they get to it. And she said, so because he critiqued the manosphere, it is now, oh, and there's a purpose to me reading this. There's a purpose to me reading this. I want y'all to understand that. And I haven't read it. I haven't read the full thing. I've read maybe like 4 lines. So because he critiqued the manosphere, it is now open season on this man. I'm going to respond to it one by one. It's open season on this man. Again, Queen, you have been in the manosphere. You have observed our content long enough that we always have fucking a villain of the week, a rogue person of the week, whatever. It's very episodic with us at this point. It's been like that. Where we have typically a topic where it's not even that we plan it, it just happens. It's a hot topic people talk about. Whether it's some shit Sweetie said, whether it's some dumb shit Boyce Watkins said, whether it's some, Tommy Sotomayor, it's always somebody. And it's like week in, week out, weekend. It's like a cycle. And then depending on what people's channels are built on, what type of topic it is, certain people step up, certain people fade out. own version of trending topics where people give their point. Um, whether it's some done, it's always like that. I don't under, and I actually asked Queen. I said, "Do you like this nigga? Like, what is it about this nigga? I mean, there is literally no difference between like what we do with him or like Derrick Jackson. Hell, fucking Kevin Samuels has gotten a hell of a lot more heat in this space. I mean, it's like so. It's kind of like you're saying we don't have a right to say shit. And you got to really be careful with that because you make it real hard for people like me that I don't really have a problem with women in this space. But you see dudes, legit dudes, like grown man business is married and has daughters. So he's a legit, dude is doing his, duty for himself and his family, giving me this fucking heat. I got a lot of dudes giving me this heat, and then like me, and I'm more in the middle. So I'm dealing with dudes giving me this heat, and then it's like what you're doing doesn't make that easy because you kind of justify why they say you shouldn't even have a voice in this space. Because then it becomes you starting wanting to move around furniture and shit, or even talking about moving around furniture. And it's like, motherfucker, this is my house, I'm my name. You don't even live here. That's kind of like where these dudes think. So I just want to make sure you make it hard for the guys that Bernard too, when Bernard caught that critique. So y'all got to really think about what y'all are saying. Is it worth saying and why is it saying? Not saying you're not allowed to have an opinion, but this is kind of like you double down on shit. And you did this with BGS where it's like you have your see, this is one thing women are going to have to understand. Fuck your perspective. To me, it is what is correct, what is not correct. Now, there is nuance as far as there could be a whole bunch of options, and I acknowledged that when I was talking to you about the other issue, because but women have this thing where they think a woman's perspective is needed. No, the fuck it isn't. A woman's perspective really hasn't built shit, and that's what Kevin means when he says y'all ain't built the world. The world really don't need y'all perspective. A lot of times when we're in the Western world, women have this concept, or when we're in the people talk about the third world, like when you educate women, you educate a country. We're in the Western world, meaning we're in post-industrialized civilization. So the shit, for the most part, has already been built, and it's not a nation to shit. And it's like we're so logical. We're so logical that we don't have like creativity or shit like that. No, we kind of got it covered. And for the most part, one thing that I've observed, even with like Love Dorsey is saying shit. It's just coming out of a female's mouth. But yeah, she's not saying some shit we ain't said. It's just because she's a woman and lived that from that point of view. She can pretty much to other women because you can't say, oh, at the end of the day, you would do you don't understand. Or you would pick me, you don't understand. You can't pull that card. That's where the value of that is. But this idea of a quote unquote woman's perspective, like there is this thing that is inherent to women that is very like paternalistic. That is kind of patronizing. That's that single mother shit where it's like you think you could talk down. I'm just being real here. Y'all think like y'all have whether you do it passively or whether y'all do it aggressively, it's this thing where it's like a perspective that we need. For the most part, other groups have done perfectly fine doing better than us without a woman's perspective. Not in that sense. Not saying women can't give counsel, but women need to really understand we really don't need, and this is not some red pill shit. Men do not really operate on your perspective. And the problem is dudes have done so much gaslighting women so long, want to be, oh, well, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here, because that's a nice thing to say. It's a nice thing to say. It's very commercially viable. But the truth is, most of these, like a lot of these motherfuckers, they would be who they are. If you took the woman out and just put in the financial support they got or whatever the thing was, it wasn't the woman perspective that they got. And folks really need, and women have learned, really believe that. They really believe that, let me just put in my perspective because it's needed. Not really. Your perspective will be judged the same way as a man's perspective is, which is through the logic of it. Not no, well, it's going to be given greater value because it's a woman's perspective. Anyway, I'm gonna read more of it. I don't want to break it completely down. So, but let me for y'all. So, because he critiqued the manosphere, it is open season on this man. Like, if a dude said that, like, I would take the hammer and basically crush that shit. Like, I would. Like, seriously. Um, Edward, we talk about perception and image. A lot in this space, we also tend to preach a lot about accountability when it comes to black women. At this point, black men need to be accountable for this. Accountable for what? A nigga had his opinion, we're giving counter opinions. The motherfucker has 1.4 million subscribers. So his opinion actually counts for a lot more than ours. But this is not like some random motherfucker we just pulling out in the ether and then we're making his ass famous. Not who that is. The only reason why he is critiquing this space is because what people in this space did. What did they do? And I've also said that mainly a lot of the dudes going at him are white. And that's what people see. People forget that Fresh and Fit has a majority white audience. So when you say this space, I am in the black manosphere. And I'm not being, I hate when people try to be, they try to be like correct on the little small shit, but this is a very important point. But he won't say that because he won't call white folks out directly because he know what time that is. He ain't dumb. The only reason why he is what this space did, and then she doesn't say what he did. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. You're talking about motherfuckers. So basically, because a black man, like, I have people that cry. I got this one nigga that wants to call himself critiquing me in the comment section now. Like in the comment section now. So because a dude with 1.4 million subscribers, you got a couple of people in a comment section cause keep in mind, it wasn't even his original video that folks started commenting on. It was Fresh and Fits. So because he's insecure, and I've talked to y'all about other motherfuckers that they really blow up over comments. And I mean, people can have an opinion, but it's like all this fucking success and empowerment this nigga has, and he worry about what some random ass niggas that he think is losers are saying in a comment section? That sounds like a thought that turns off their social media whenever they say some dumb shit and it blows back on them. Or they delete the post. Now, to be fair, he hasn't done none of this. But the way he's responding is kind of like that. All of this is kind of like, what is it with this particular motherfucker that you want to try to draw this line on? I'm not going to draw no conclusions, but it's like you really writing whole paragraph like, man, you know what? This is me. Oh, hold on. Let me do this real quick. Character count tool. I'm curious. Cause I ain't 618 words. This is a goddamn blog post. This is a pretty solid blog post. That you pretty much put a blog post in the comments. 600, like a lot of the articles are like a good article, well, technically a lot of O'Shea shit be 1,400 words, but like you could do a good article for 500 words, like for real. Anyway, at this point, I'm not looking at the comment section of the chat. So whatever happens in chat happens in chat, but don't be stupid. Anyway, the only reason why he's critiquing space because what people did, they came at him crazy in the comments of Fresh and Fit. Okay, that's what I said, which is not even his podcast. And you know what? Like, to hell with this. Fresh and Fit podcast. Kaz, Mike Rashid. Mike Rashid meets Miami. I'm curious at like what these fucking magical comments. So let's keep it real. Mike Rashid, at least the one I'm seeing, this one was on May 26th. And there are 269 comments. This is off a dude that has 1.4 million. Like, are you serious? Like, do you understand how much this is what I want people to understand. Think about how much criticism Kevin, fuck the women. Think about how much criticism Kevin gets from black men. That, like, think about that and then compare that to this. That's what I'm doing. Trust me, I don't got to think about this. All this stuff is like my subconscious puts this together. That formulates my thoughts. And so when I'm looking at these content, and look, I'm looking at the recent one, and this is what started this shit off. Also, I'm learning to phrase Mike Rashid is just scared of losing sponsors. Rashid gives verbal validation to the Illuminati, but not the manosphere. I mean, love, I'm not like, are you serious? Like, I want people to really screenshot these crazy ass comments that he's and I'm not even talking about Queen because I've heard that before and I never went to look. And I'm not seeing that. Like, this dude is really sensitive. Like, he really is. For somebody that had, remember, he got like 1.4 million subscribers. He is sensitive. That's not my fault. I've had niggas come at me say, fuck you, Edward, you a bitch, you a hoe. I've been called gay on pat. Like, are we serious? So I want you to really think about that. Really, and then and you responded to me after I gave you a long paragraph explaining what I thought. I'm assuming you didn't hear what I had to say, and that's fine. I really want you to think about that. Like, you wrote this after that. And it seems like you kind of talk about this secondhand and you ain't seen it from first. So they came at him crazy in the comments for Fresh and Fit. People who listen to you and other content creators felt comfortable going and disrespecting. So you low key blaming me. First of all, I didn't even know who this motherfucker was like that because I'm not like up and down in the fitness the fitness niche like that. As far as I haven't actually canvassed that sector yet. But because the fitness shit don't really intersect with what I'm trying to do outside of like in my internet marketing and stuff. That's not what I call a bridgeable thing. Like, I look for topics that I can bridge to, like, okay, well, you do this, so you might want to make money. Like, let's say you got like a sneaker fetish or a sneaker habit. Well, that requires money. So you might want to get into affiliate marketing, stuff like that. Or if you like to buy high brand shit. The weight shit, if somebody put a gun on my head and bridge it, I'd have to bridge it via like time freedom. The more time free you have, the easier it is to live weights, live that lifestyle, So I could. I just don't. Let me see. And so you saying, and that's not true. And then also, if you look at the original video, that was with mediocre tutorial and reviews. The problem is Mike says dumb shit. Mike has the reason why I will talk about the idea of the beta and the buck is because if you listen to Mike and Boyce Watkins, they say stupid shit. They say shit that makes them easy targets. And they really believe the shit. This is not us. And see, at first I said, all right, it may be some possibility the niggas are reaching. Like, because I haven't really listened to a lot of Mike shit because I don't care to do that. But once he went on Jessica X's stuff and I started to listen to some of the shit he said, I mean, I'm just talking about shit and what I'm passively catching. That's crazy shit. And I had a whole panel with you heard other guys talk about their own stories doing the same shit and what they have personally learned. And this nigga talk about this nigga, it looks like the way he looks and he in the bathroom scared of what a woman could do by calling the cops. Come on, like what? Like, come on, man. This is not a good dude to defend. And And then we're talking about disrespecting this man. The man. We black. Are you serious? Like disrespect? What? We black. You act like you ain't never seen this space before. Everybody gets disrespected. Everybody gets disrespected. You talking about him getting roasted? And that's why I think about. I'm like, what makes this nigga special? And I'm not gonna draw no conclusions or put it. I'm not doing that. I'm curious. What makes him special? Even BGS, this nigga important, which he never does that. What makes this nigga special? What makes it so you want to protect? Is asking. And that's something you really need to ask yourself, which in turn made him look in the red pill on Reddit. That's not true. That's not true. He was talking to Greasy about red pill, said, look in the comments because he went on the channel. And by the way, Fresh and Fit is not like red pill. They're more like dating, general stuff, and that's a part of it, but they do acknowledge it, so I won't take that away from them. But the shit he was fuck the red pill, that nigga was simping. You don't need to know what red pill is to know what a simp is. And it should be telling that when he went to Jessica's ex and said that's not okay what you were saying. They agreed with more. They agreed more what he said than didn't. But there was some key things that they was like, no, that's not cool. You talk about women should just be able to hit men. They're saying that's not cool. That should tell you something. And then on top of that, he made videos about it before. So you're trying to make this dude you're really trying to make this guy look like a victim. And I find that very interesting. Also, the Reddit piece, white guys. You don't go to Reddit to get a black opinion. And he's not going to tell me he doesn't know Reddit is a white site. You're not going to tell me that. You're not going to have 1 million subscribers and not know that. Everybody knows that about Reddit. We can, especially with the way he looks and he don't date black women like that. That not the Hispanics and whites. So you already know they didn't let him know how they feel. This ain't the first time. This man is consume what he watched or heard. Yes, I do know to Reddit. All of this is because I shared a documentary of this guy in order for people to learn more about him. I don't understand why people think that's malicious. Documentary by bodybuilding.com. They have nothing to do with red pill. So it's this is from that shit. And I know Young Grizzly didn't do malicious shit. We don't know who he watched. We're going what he said. It's like want me to hold him accountable to what comes out of his mouth. That makes no sense. Really? Simply because he critiqued. Edward, does that sound like logical, reasonable response to you? Just because someone critiques something does not make it open season. What the fuck does open season mean? Calling a nigga gay, calling a nigga a fag, what Kevin goes through. Okay, Kevin is the moniker for what open season is. That's what open season is. We'll throw Kwame Brown in there too for all the stuff he's had to deal with, what open season is. So now we established what open season really looks like. Let's go down the list. Tommy Sotomayor, was he made open season? No, he continuously does dumb shit. Boyce Watkins. Boyce Watkins is the much better barometer. Is Boyce Watkins open season? Or does he just keep doing dumb shit? Keep saying dumb shit. And Mike Rashid keeps saying dumb shit. Nobody told Mike to go on Jessica X's channel. He chose to do that. Jessica wasn't trying to roast him. Jessica asked honest questions. And what did he do? He talked about, yeah, man, I was in the bathroom, worried about, did she call the cops because I'm afraid of what they'll say. Are you serious? And then he's responding to mediocre. The only person he has a negative opinion about are people in the quote unquote section. And honestly, all he would have like what are we talking about? Like there is literally no difference between Mike and Boyce mentally as far as what they say on these topics. There is no difference. They both are speaking from what's commercially viable. It's like you're saying that motherfuckers don't have a right to have an opinion. Like no. There's something special about him. And I'm asking you to really dig deep and really ask yourself. That was coming to Passport Bros. This is no different. You're saying just because some Eric Jackson, they used to did what he did. They not only cheated on his wife, but had his wife looking like a. Speak about the manosphere as this is this place to educate and change men. Not really. Not really. But the change, there's a variety of reasons for it. Number one, centric brute. He's a relation embodied, and we don't usually get a really good and folks like Mike. Not, I mean, it's only like mediocre. What 2 or 3 videos? Mediocre is always fair and balanced. And this is based on Mike Rashid's own commentary on those interviews, and he responded to mediocre. He went on Jessica X's. We could argue he was able to be heard on that. We know Bernard for the most part is fair. And the only person really going hard really me, and I don't even really put his name in shit like that as far as in the titles. I'm just having commentary on the dumb shit I've heard. So where's comment section don't fucking count. So where's all this open season shit? If you compare that to Boyce Watkins, Tommy Sotomayor, to even the criticism O'Shea has gotten, man, Mike Rashid has been treated with kid gloves. Like we're really at level 2 compared to what we could go to. If we like, are you serious? Anyway, educate and change men. This is where that education and change comes in. For once, start telling men to report these women. We've always said that. We have see, this is where like people listening to like different versions of the manosphere. I come from, BGS Igmore. Like, understand there is no, like, I know Angry Man, like, there is nobody out here. Like, we have all said that. Palmer literally runs a channel talking about this shit. Just because we're not saying things over and over and over again doesn't mean it doesn't be said. I said it when I was talking on my channel. And the statistics show that women initiate this shit more. So you keep coming back to this reported to make the statistics look good. He didn't know what the fuck he was talking about the stats. He was misquoting stats. What he said was not accurate. That's not true. That's the difference. He's basically imprinting what he thinks on the stats. Obsidian would have asked him, where did you get that from? And then that nigga would have said, nigga, you short, get your weight up. So it's like, and I mean, for one time, I understand it's dangerous it can be to be an abusive household, especially physically. However, the question is, men in this section have experienced physical abuse like that. Why did you stay with them and not leave? Absolutely, that's a fair question, and that's what I say. And I say, anybody at this stage, you're just as dumb as that bitch is for when she gets her ass whooped. I addressed this I've addressed this over and over. My personal take is if you play with a bitch like you deserve, said that. Like you it's like in the way you want to talk, it's like you think motherfuckers are being hypocritical. We actually are harder on men than we are on women on this. Because I know why dudes do it. Passionate pussy. Obsidian talked about that a couple of days ago. Hate fucking. We do this. David Carroll. Now, just because you don't hear it, don't mean it don't get said. So it's kind of like you're like, why is it? But see, all of this is in a notion to protect this man. The question is directed towards women all the time. Now I have to flip and ask it back to men. We talk about it and we talk about it all the day, but nobody ever putting out leaving or calling the police on these crazy women. No, look, man, dudes have a right to complain about, like, to basically have a conversation. Because the conversation is being had is the laws do not are not enforced in the same way. That's number one. And that is, we know this. It's not necessarily that motherfuckers are just not calling. They're not enforced. And to be fair, a lot of women are not calling either, which is why they want the right to kind of double back and then say some shit 10 years later, which I don't agree with. I think that's bullshit. There needs to be domestic abuse. Oh, there needs to be strong statutes on that. Statutes of limitations. I don't give a fuck, especially in today's world where the awareness of like the consequences of women. But the point is, niggas don't be letting, like, you. I didn't let Smurgo and them off the hook, and they acknowledge their stuff. I didn't have to jump on them because they acknowledge that they fucked up by not doing that. So again, you're hearing what's being, just want to flip it just to flip it. And that's kind of like a kid hearing shit that grown folks say. And I'm not trying to be an asshole. And they just repeat it rather than really understanding the shit. The reality is we on dudes all the time, whether they're older, younger, whatever. That's number one. And number two, I've said it on my channel personally. If you say a bitch is crazy, but that pussy is good, you deserve it to you. Because you know what you're dealing with and you choose to play it because you want some good pussy. That's on you. And I don't give a fuck. I've told dudes, oh, well, you can't believe she did. Okay. Was that the first time she ever did something? Nah, man, but she crazy though. But that pussy good. Okay, then I don't know why you telling me. What? She did. She was who she was. I've always said it. I'm known for saying that on this channel. As I said in my previous comment, men offend into statistics by not reporting. Again, that's assuming the statistics. These is counter. You can counteract by saying, no, actually, number one, it doesn't matter because the reason why the statistics are the way they are, and I know you know this, so it really annoys me I have to even say this, but men have more kinetic impact. So they don't care that women initiate assault. You can look at how women on women assault charges. Like it's not a reporting issue. That's what you're holding on to have a point. But that's not everybody knows women start shit a lot. But this is like talking like feminism doesn't exist. A lot of statements saying it's all about the audience and how people use him as a battering ram of leaders of the manosphere. He couldn't. Okay. So first of all, Mike is a fucking liar, and he can go to hell with that statement. You went on. We're gonna. Jessica has 10K. Let's just say that. I don't know what her numbers are, but her viewership shows that it's in that game. He found Jessica. And let me tell you something. Alphas don't need to lie to other men, Mike. If you so fucking alpha. He ran to a move. I like Jessica, and I'm light skinned myself, but he ran to a biracial chick from the UK. Man, really? It's too late for this bullshit. It's 2:15. I can't believe that. I'm glad I'm reading this on air. I can't believe he said that shit. This nigga, like, I'm sorry. Does this nigga not remind you of Boyce Watkins, or is that shit just me? Is that shit just me? Let Kwame Brown talk to this nigga, man. Fuck. So let's keep this 100. We know he knows who Kevin Samuels is. So right, because I've heard him mention his name. So that in of itself, how does Melissa Ford know more about Kevin than Mike Rashid does? Mike is a liar on this point. He's a fucking liar. He knew it stands to reason he could know who Donovan is. He didn't ask Fresh and Fit about certain people in the manosphere and could get some names. He's a liar. And that's why I'm glad Jessica got the interview, and that's why I validate Jessica being in this space. Because Jessica does a good job at making these niggas feel comfortable. That's a lie. That's an obvious lie. And you put that in there like that shit's true. That's a lie. That's a fucking lie. And that's some cowardly shit he did. If he said that. I tried to find the leaders of the manosphere, so I decided to Google Reddit. Man, fuck out of here. And another reason I know he's a liar, because at the same time, why don't he respond? He don't need no leader. He can talk to the people he know. Well, mediocre got shot. He was good enough for Shahrazad Ali. So that knocks that off. All that bullshit is out. He's a liar. On that, his size and his money, I'm not saying he's never been through anything or he was always that dude. I'll see that. But it's kind of like, okay, let me say it in another way. It's kind of like, okay, let's say I make money. Let's say I make $100,000 a month. Let's say that I make $100,000 a month. So that means I make about 1 million. Let's say that. I'm not saying that's what I make, but let's say that's what I make. We know, with niggas, it's like you can't tell me shit because I can always go to the cheat code. It doesn't matter. I make more money than you. And I don't got to deal with you. I don't got to address your point. Now, let's go to the thing that black men value. Let's say you a dude where you're not with quote unquote bitch broke. Let's say you're a dude that you're like 5'10" and you make 100,000. Let's say you get the bitches you want. Let's say you got decent money, but you can get 8s and 9s or 7s and 8s. Let's say that because you know how to lay pipe, kill it. Women want you. Well, you can't tell a nigga shit. You can't tell that nigga shit. Because he's going to always do what he does. He's going to default to, nigga, I'll fuck your bitch. That's what Alan Roger curses. When he get mad, that's the default. Nigga, I'll fuck your bitch. Well, nigga, I make $200,000 a month. Nigga, you only make $80,000. I make more money in a month than you make in a near year, nigga. All right, who you dating? Why you want to know? So I can go fuck her and show her what that shit really, and show her and show you Bitcoin beats American fiat any day. How much shit have you bought your bitch? Because I'll fuck her for free. So we know what time it is. We know the mentality of you can't tell me shit. The you can't tell me shit Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Oh man, the fucking Uno cards, the killer, the draw 4, draw 2, draw 2. We know that shit. As black men, we know that shit. And women know that shit. When it like Stormy Wellington's a perfect example. Talked about too. I guess it's open season on her too, right? But I'm glad Queen. But if he said that, he's a fucking liar if he said that. All he got to do is ask Fresh and Fit for a list of names of niggas that are north of Kevin. I know he knows Kevin and Mediocre. So he's a lie. He's a liar. He's a liar. He's a liar. He's a liar. At least on that point. My bad. I know I digress from that motherfucker. And your last point made a statement all about the audience and how people use him as a battering ram. They could potentially use him as a battering ram. Unfortunately, the manosphere has no control over. And by the way, he's one of these niggas that, remember what I told you all about these niggas that make a lot of money off of being eye candy for bitches? He's the personification of that nigga. Like, it's just, I have a perfect person that's like an avatar for that shit. And I haven't been saying a lot of negative things on that front. I said dudes are going to do that. But I'm not out here looking through finding dudes like that. And there's plenty of dudes in this space that know him from their nicks because we're all not just in this space. Edward, because we don't have a set of leaders here in the manosphere because we can't get on one accord. That's not true. We have our academics, Dr. Tiasan Johnson. You could argue Green Gorilla, Ron O'Neill. There's other ones too. But Dr. Tiasan Johnson is kind of at the top of that list. We have BGS Igmore. We have O'Shea. You can even throw Angry Man in there as far as, the street dude leadership, like straight up. We have, people with high sub counts like Mediocre. You have Fresh and Fit in case you don't want to just talk to the niggers. We've got Dennis Sperling. If you need to talk to some motherfucker that's got a money and career, we've got people, whatever you want, we got them. We got people that can go into literature. That's what BGS is for. You got Donovan Sharp if you want to deal, if you don't date black women. We got something for everybody. Line. If you found Jessica, you can find a lot of other people. Jessica ain't got that kind of juice. Not in the search engine. He's lying. He's lying. He's lying. I mean, he could wanted to find a manosphere. He couldn't, and we know, Edward, because we don't have a set of leaders in the manosphere because we don't want a core. Unfortunately, Edward, you need leaders in the manosphere. Everybody can't do their own thing. Oh my God. And this is interesting because this is like your point of view of what the manosphere is, especially if you want this to elevate as a platform. I personally don't care. Our impact is not necessary. We do have people that represent us. That he had to find those people to corral the audience that came at, which the problem is Mike knows those are that audience. He knows who that audience is. Those are white dudes. And you notice how, like, the white manosphere, and he was, man, that's bullshit. You're gonna really tell me he doesn't know, he can't find those Anthony the Dream, what's the other dude everybody talks about? Like, it's bullshit. And you really bought that shit. That nigga, if he really wanted to talk to people, why did he run? He could have got on a panel when people came up. And here's the thing. Jessica would have controlled who came on that motherfucker. Jessica would have said, I want this person that can really articulate it. Fuck me. She could have picked people that she knew wouldn't just go at him reckless. No, that nigga left. That nigga ain't interested in really talking to nobody. He wants a controlled conversation. It's just he's comfortable around females. That's what that is. And I'm not saying he shouldn't be, but what I'm saying is it's not in the same way. It's in the way of, yeah, man, well, I know, I look good, so they not gonna ask me nothing. Responsibility must be taken, accountability must be held. I get this is a place for men to vent, but you have a lot of men that are stuck in phase one and red pill, and that's just a rage. They never get out of it. This is not really a good look, I'm not gonna lie. So many men I see let the chat just go wild, and they claim that they can't control what other people say. To that, I say you have moderators, utilize them, insert code in your space, and make it there and here to it. Okay, here's the problem. Okay, now that we're at the whole one, here's the problem. The problem is this space is not for women. Okay? Now, if women want to come around here and they want to listen, they have every right to do that. I don't really have a problem with that personally. But honestly, this space is not for women. So anything that you don't like can really just be charged to, it's not really for you. That channel. And then me complaining that where's the dudes that put on make closet? And I kind of observed that when you were talking to BGS, because BGS was playing bad cop. I was being good cop in that sense. I was and sorry, yes is in here. Yeah, I know, man. I'm like, and I don't want to say that. I don't want to be an asshole and just say that because I like Queen. I do. I think she has a good opinion. I don't have a lot of women on I only got like 5% of motherfuckers. So I don't want to run all the women off. So, then, and it's kind of like, yeah, you wrote a damn article, and I wanted to give it its respect it deserved. BGS, this is why we need BGS for women. And I know people, I don't give a fuck who gets mad. Like, seriously. Cause I love BGS women. I don't give a fuck about going, if I can't go in that motherfucker. I'll be in the chat. Because honestly, BGS would have got like I'm the nice guy. I'm the nigga you want to talk to. I'm not the nigga. I'm not, because the other niggas, they on some other shit. But I get it. I hear what they're saying. And you know, when you look at grown man business and all this is why you give them weight. It's kind of like you telling us about holding us accountable, but honestly, you like, it's almost as if you don't see when we do. Like Obsidian literally wanted to take my goddamn head off the other day because I was basically holding him accountable. He wanted to pull the "you're not a bright thinker." You know, that's his go-to when he gets mad, calling somebody dumb or implying it. What are you talking about? Like, for real. I don't want to be that guy, yo. Cause then Queen be like, fuck this nigga, I'm not subscribed. Anyway, Jim Rat, what's good? Did you peep Jason Black last night? It was pure fire. Man, I ain't listened to Jason Black in a minute. To be fair, I ain't listened to Professor Black Truth in a minute. You know, I can get all my white supremacy talk from BGS, you know, because he keeps it, you know, level headed. Shout out to BGS with that holding black women accountable. I want niggas to look up one day and black women are running everything in your community. Cause then I want these niggas to say, what now? And watch what they gonna say. Well, nigga, y'all let them. But I'm gonna tell you something. If y'all don't get nothing from this video, it's that I've concluded that Mike Rashid and Boyce Watkins have the same. They are the same nigga mentally. They are the same nigga. Let me shout out the cash apps from shout out to Sear Tice for the $10 he gave me in between videos. Black men stay being stepfathers. I mean, the stepfather program has gone down significantly, and it's gonna be non-existent with the millennials. But I'm like, look, if you really believe that, you would go, y'all would be the motherfuckers. Y'all, that shit kills me. What's funny is I always say other races do and always are exactly. And what it is that's confirmation bias. They just see it and they notice it when that happens. Bruh, you go through Donovan Sharp chat on certain videos, those white men be talking about how they don't take black women seriously enough to consider. Oh, no, I mean, please. And this is like white men, yeah, like, no, they don't. They don't. And so they think that bothers us. It doesn't. Jim Rat working hang with non-black men daily. They're not yet. Yeah, I got all that with the check-in. What up, Adam Williams? All about the money. Jim Rat, Charles Irby. Yeah, got the same post comment. American Negro, what's up? Justin March with a $5 super sticker. Christopher York, who he talking about? Adam Williams. Silent can say 618 words in one sentence. Ha 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 ha. Adam Williams, essentially blatant disrespect from everybody and black women for the everyday black men is unacceptable. He's a sensitive individual. He plays big guys with weights, but hurts easily. F Holiday. Yeah, man. I mean, he is very sensitive. And I'm not saying that. He keeps saying, say some shit to my face. I'm like, dude, like, real talk, like, understand something. I take that card and I raise the "you're a big black man" card. So the thing about it is, you know, what you gonna do? Like, it's quick how he likes to try to imply violence on a bunch of random motherfuckers. But if one of them white boys went up to you, you wouldn't do shit because you know what time it would be. And even if it was a black dude that's like noticeably smaller than you, I'm not saying they gonna run up on you, but it's like, dude, if he would have walked up to me and be like, yeah, man, I heard what you said online. Yeah, I said what I said. You a sensitive motherfucker. What? What? That's my commentary. Do you disagree? And then if he try to approach me, I'm like, okay, do something. I want you to do something. Do something. I'm not about to come at you, do the stare up, stare down like this is some fight. Do some shit. Because nigga, you got paper. That's like me getting in a that's like me getting hit by a car, me being getting slightly hit by a car. Nigga, the paper airplanes are coming. Oh man, that's what bitches do. Nigga, like going in the bath is better than going in the bathroom. It's better than going in the fucking bathroom. Or would you rather talk to Dennis Sperling? Because Dennis Sperling is in Texas. He said, I remember Dennis said with he said you walk up to somebody on their property, you walk up to somebody like that, you can get shot. Stand your ground. Nigga, stand your ground. Now he in Cali, but I'm like, nigga, you better stop thinking you gonna just intimidate motherfuckers like that. That's that brute shit. He should stay. Yeah, BGS. Like this isn't. We're not just picking fights with Red. This motherfucker got like 4 videos on Red Pill and the Manosphere, and then trying to use Melissa Ford old ass. He upset because these white boys jumped on him in Fresh and Fit, and they didn't even jump on him that bad. And the thing is, if I was talking to him, I say, dude, don't worry about that. They mad because you fucking they women. You know they women want you. They looking at black.com or blackrock.com and they see you and they want that. That's what that is. And these white guys hate your ass. That's it. Maybe not the guys that are in your face, but a lot of these guys on Reddit, that's what that is. So don't even take that seriously. If I would give him honest advice, that's what I would say. It doesn't matter. The videos came after he started talking. The videos came once he started making videos about it, and then that's when Mediocre did what he did, and then that's when I heard what I heard, and I gave my opinion. But understand, I don't be starting off fires because I didn't even put his name and shit like that. So then he kept doing videos. It's like what Boyce does. He keeps doing shit, and then the shit builds. And then nobody asked him to go to Jessica X's channel. He went to Jessica X, pulled up, showed his face, and then he's there. And then some of the shit he was saying is like, are you fucking serious? Nigga, we got Manosphere highlights daily. We got Stream Team me. Are you serious? These niggas are gonna start putting edits on your ass. Nigga, you will fuck up and become a crying Jordan in this motherfucker. We got some creative Negroes in here. Like this is 3.0 is with the young creative motherfuckers. Nigga, I will super chat. I will cash at Manosphere Highlight Daily. Say this is sponsor this video, and here's the clips. Here's the timestamps of all the dumb shit this nigga has said. Mix that shit with Boyce Watkins and call it The Beta and the Buck, a black love story. Obsidian, nigga, I will cash out Obsidian to make a nigga commercial about that nigga. Like, for real. You ain't seen what open season looks like. And here's the thing. Here's the beautiful part about it. 1.34 million views. Oh, that's a lot of views. So he start talking shit. That's a lot of exposure. That's double. Like anybody outside of Kevin Samuels. Are you serious? And niggas got an itch to scratch because Derek Jackson's leg has already been cut off. Because that nigga's steady bleeding. It's like when you do a move in Mortal Kombat and you got that bleed damage. So niggas because BGS is in here. BGS knows what happens when niggas ain't got nobody to talk about. What happens is we start eating each other. We like shit. There's a lot of clout to be gained off of him. And you feeding the trolls. Everybody will tell you that. You would think you got to 1 million, you would know that. Are you fucking serious? And Obsidian wants somebody that represents that not bright shit. Yeah, he's a perfect example. Shout out to BGS. She said, I hope, I don't know if that BGS for women gonna be, well, it's tomorrow for me. It's Thursday. But He said that's a female. Rapture, it's like he has never been criticized in his life before, which is weird considering. Man, what it is when he gets criticized, he be having them he be having he be what is it when people be having them flashbacks and flashback nightmares? Nigga, you small. Shout out to soldiers. I don't want to disrespect PTSD, but he be having them PTSD flashbacks. The flame the hell out of Mike in the Fresh and Fit. I mean, I need to see the comment section. Y'all need to link which comment section this was. The one I saw was the one he talked on May 26th. I didn't see that. But even if he got flamed, that shit don't matter. Why are you feeling like, why do you give a fuck what a bunch of men think anyway? You said you want to qualify yourself for women, not niggas in the comic section. Nigga, you won. Yeah, like, nigga, you won. She's attracted to him. BGS is like, wise man once said, the shortest answer is the simplest one. Yeah, like I would love for Queen to be a staple of BGS for women. Ruby commented on JR shit, and I told Ruby, I said, yeah, you need to head back. Like I would love for Jessica X to go on BGS for women. That would be a good one. I mean, cause Jessica to meet Vix. Y'all niggas don't understand. We been had UK accents on this motherfucker of different ages. Actually, he typed of the dude that forced quit Mac. You right, Silent. That nigga would be rage quit. He'd be like Snoop Dogg, like fuck. Snoop Dogg be talking all that shit, but be at the kitty table talking to Jada Pinkett because his mom gave him a phone call. Like these niggas need to sit their ass down. Are you supposed to believe that he didn't know that Fresh and Fit wasn't a greasy PUA spot? Reddit is slightly more sanitary alternative for 4chan. Look, man, Reddit has its uses, but there's a lot of racist white boys on that bitch. But Reddit does have its uses, but don't let them know you black. Reddit is slightly. These are the true lames, but women like it. What video is this, Ed? I'll share it. Like I said, y'all need to all check out Jessica X's interview. BGS, I would love for you to check that shit out because that shit was beautiful, man. Man, somebody need to go get Ramil and Carl. Shit, where is Solo? This is Solo wheelhouse. Shit, that's another person. I forgot. You want to talk about leaders? Solo's another dude. Solo would love to interview his ass. But the reality, so this idea you don't know nobody, that's bullshit, man. A black man using Reddit as a research tool. Straight bullshit. You wrote, I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, Queen, are you serious? What BG? You like, why? Look, and I'm writing the comment right under. Be like, why is this dude important? And this is the comment right under Queen, like fucking 618 words. Like you what? Appreciate the share, BGS. And I need to stop titling this shit fucked up. BGS said I agree. Then date non-black men. What are you waiting for? Absolutely. And that's what all of these millennials, like if you say, what can we tell these millennials is useful? That's what these millennials need to do. And that's part of the wall of indifference. If they tell you, well, this person is doing this. Okay, well, date them then. That's what you do. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to LaMelo Hornets teammate. Shout out to LaMelo Ball for rookie of the year. But yeah, man. Yeah, because I really didn't want to be on here this late. Oh yeah, okay. Now we getting good. Now we getting good. He was shooting his shot. I mean, people say that Adam Donovan has an old average chick though. She worked. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Silent Jessica X is HNIC of the man a head nigga in charge. Y'all love to say that shit. The message is the leadership. Why does the manosphere need leaders? The point is, it doesn't. Come on, whatever. Jay, how he doesn't know how to do research. The minute he mentioned Reddit, I realized he doesn't care. He really exactly. And my thing is that if you I don't care to know. Well, if you don't care to know, don't speak about it. You can talk about relationships without talking about red pill. Like the problem is though, you want to make certain guys the others, and because that's what's commercially viable. Because these women are agitated because keep in mind the dudes that are indifferent towards these females for real are not necessarily hearing the like they're not card carrying red pill members. They're responding to what they see in the real observable world. That's what they're doing. And see what this is what Mike won't tell you. What Mike won't tell you is when he talks about he need to qualify himself for women, he ain't talking about your ass. Look at who he dates. It ain't your ass. You know. So this will be the very nigga that probably don't even date black women, but he'll never say it because he knows that's not commercially viable. He's just gonna pretend you don't know. And a lot of these guys like to throw motherfuckers under the bus in order to dodge those bullets. Because if you look a certain type of way, you'll get a pass. He doesn't know how to silent Lamont correct is a hidden society from dudes like him. He thinks the way he does because his experience with women is different. Well, it's not. It's at the end of the day, he's one of these niggas that improved himself and built himself up, and now he sees he wants to. He looks at it from an individual standpoint. He looks at it from a standpoint of these niggas are further behind me and they're complaining rather than doing what the fuck they need to be doing. See, he's looking at it from that standpoint. And see, the thing in the man, this idea that the manosphere doesn't talk about self improvement is actually a lie. But this is what dudes they got to make somebody the bad guy. Damon Glass, yes sir. Only wise men are allowed in. We are like Fight Club. I mean, honestly though, a lot of our all of our principles are rooted in common sense. We run your city. We take out your garbage to the police. Yep, Fight Club film. Y'all need to rewatch it. Why are we acting like Mike wasn't in front of two black men instead of confronting them? Ran women avert. Yeah, you right. Jason Black put black women on notice today on his stream. Okay, I might check it out. I mean, at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. I mean, you could only lie to people so long and say the house ain't burning while it's burning. The business was good today. Look, man, I'm not telling y'all to not watch Jason Black. You know, we call balls and strikes here. He trying to alpha his way in a certain situations and will get hard hit. If you watch out the stone, I see him as a high school permanent, blah, blah, blah. True, he does have more to lose, unfortunately. Correct. Good morning, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Cause a lot of y'all saying Jessica X might be Thug Titian's daughter. That would be funny as fuck. Thug Titian's daughter. But Mike is. Yeah, but Jordan is cheap. That's Jordan's problem. That's another thing. And shout out to Fantastic. Because it's like, yeah, nigga. It's like, Fantastic is kind of like the resident weightlifting nigga. At least as far as known, other than Charles. So, 6'5". So it's like, let's like this idea. I mean, honestly, most of the niggas in the manosphere are big. This idea, like, again, they have an image of what the manosphere needs to be in order for them to justify what they want to think. It's kind of like with Kevin. It's like they need Kevin to be gay, so that justifies their worldview. It's like, nigga, to be honest with you, if you wanted to do an interview with Kevin, you could. Hell, it sounds like Melissa Ford has some interest in Kevin Samuels from at least the point of view. I'm sure she would be cool with interacting with him. I mean, let's cut the bullshit. Like, you got 1.3 million. You got a podcast. I mean, Kevin talked to Vlad. Like, shit, ain't nothing she gonna say. Let's cut the bullshit. But see, the problem is Kevin will run fucking circles around y'all motherfuckers. That's the problem. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Y'all ain't gonna be saying shit because. And then another thing. Here's another big issue. Is a lot of y'all are really not prepared. You all look at what Kevin says secondhand. That's another big issue. So it's not like y'all have really, like, you don't really have to be an expert on Kevin. All you really have to do is watch like 2 or 3 shows and then understand what high value man is, like what his points are on a high value man, and watch about 2 or 3 shows, and you'll get it. That's all you really got to do. That's all you got to do. Know what a high value man is. Know a couple of, and that's it. But they don't want to do that. That's apparently that's too difficult, and people just want to run their mouth. And unfortunately, like when you take somebody like Melissa Ford, just to be nice about it, all this activity, and Obsidian mentioned this too. All this activity about Kevin fucking Samuels, and they have not come up with any talking points, and that says a lot about black intellectualism. But as Derek Carroll would say, black people are anti-intellectual. For the and he even said some, but not all. He even qualified that with some, but not all. But too many black people are anti-intellectual. And so they can't be bothered. And unfortunately, because it's so many, like all of this activity, all this nuclear bomb that is everybody complaining about Kevin, hating on Kevin, men and women, ain't none of y'all done really come up with some real arguments, some real points. It's just been distilled into he gay, he this, he that. He gay, he gay. Oh, let me prove he gay. And it really, and then it's like, well, no wonder what the education system shit is what the fuck it is. Damn. And it's not, and the thing is, it's not even that you could come up with some actual art, you could come up with some nuance and shit. But even the biggest argument was, well, he don't speak for the average brother. Well, number one, he don't have to. But number two, Kevin does vouch for the average brother. But what y'all want is what a lot of dudes want is for people to say, that the economics trump. What y'all want to say is, what y'all really want to say is these women, honestly, a lot of y'all really want to say money don't matter. Y'all really want these women to choose y'all based on anything but economics. And my thing is, I don't care what they choose for, but these women and this bargain basement bullshit is gonna stop. That's some shit that I'll always advocate for dudes to not do. And some of y'all be low key wanting motherfuckers to raise your fucking kids while you just impregnate motherfucker. There's some buck ass niggas like that, and they don't ever want to really say that. But if niggas could basically fuck as many bitches as they want and eliminate child support, and it just go to whoever raising them fucking kids, niggas would go for that. And a lot of y'all don't believe in a hierarchy based on economics, but see the problem is everybody else does. And so that's if anything where black men need to be held accountable for. But the truth is, we talk about that. That's something we go back and forth. That's what those Pookie and Ray Ray educated lane wars was about. And it is, and it's actually rooted in plantation, but like that bread, and that's, see, people don't understand that. But when you understand that black people were bred, then that shit starts to make a lot more sense as to that cultural pattern. Shout out to the Roger Report Live. People have set the aim on Kevin Samuels so they can avoid addressing sisters. Too many brothers are just afraid of sisters, and that's what a lot of niggas need to say too. And the reason, and one of the themes that I'm gonna start really coming back to a lot more and start doing a lot more is talking about this commercialism, because that's really what the Matrix is. The Matrix in the United States, or the simulata. Here's the difference between a simulation and a simulata. It's really it's really the it's really the commercialism. That's really all it is. It's this idea of speaking, yes, black people were bred. The majority of black people were bred in the United States. Go type in BGS Idmore bred. It'll bring up the videos to educate you. So when they talk about all that, we came to Africa and we got the numbers up, they don't tell you how. And they even what's called even talked about this in Hidden Colors. So this is not the first time, like, I mean, Tarina, she talked about that a long time ago, and obviously BGS gives you the books and the receipts to back it up. But see, that's hard for black people to stomach. So black people prefer to be like, we all came up. That's why it's very hard. Oh, well, it's just that our families got ripped up and why you can't trace shit. Nah, that's not the only reason. It's not the only reason. So I've known that for a minute. So understanding that, it made sense that a lot of black men like to fuck like that, like to have that buck shit, because that's a social pattern that's really been ingrained in folks. A lot of y'all talk about, well, yeah, man, we never had culture. A lot of we never we forgot our history. No, a lot of y'all never had it. So I've known this stuff for years. Yeah, I've known this stuff for years. And a lot of folks, they're coming new to this shit. So you say all this shit, and then they're just gonna push back. A lot of them are gonna push back just off a reaction.
The information in this book has created.
Yep, Kevin is at 970. Kevin is at 970 subscribers. T minus 30. And you still got pretty much 14 days left. Got 13 days left. Well, I mean, yeah, common sense would, but black people think too emotionally on a lot of this shit. So a lot of and a lot of this shit, they're not even gonna. You got to understand, we make a lot of assumptions about what people think about. The reality is, a lot of people are not thinking about this. They thinking about how can they have fun, how can they get to the weekend, what bitch they gonna fuck. Thinking about how can they have fun, how can they get to the weekend, what bitch they gonna fuck. When come on. And I'm not saying it black, but this shit don't really get covered. So we make a lot of time, and then people be, oh, well, that's YouTube. That ain't serious. You ain't learning. Like, so I understand it. How's that gonna help you? How's that gonna help you get a bit? Whatever. Tell yourself what you need to tell yourself. I can't believe she deleted that. Any other race? Other men than the men, they take care of their mothers. I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to? Then why don't you go get one of them men then? Like, shit, what's stopping your ass? You gotta fight for me. Let me see. Yeah, let me see. I'm trying to find the shit. So he came on here. I bet you that's what it was. What it was is when he debated. All right, I'm pulling up all these fucking videos to see which one. This 34 one must be a unicorn feature. Frank Castle returns. Hold on, you. Yeah, so so that's the video after the fight. They brought the short chick. They brought yeah. I mean, of course, I thought they brought the chick that started the shit. I was like, y'all stupid. Hold on one second. 34 more. Okay, so they're breaking down this one interview. Okay, so these are breakdowns. Okay. So Mike is in the middle. It ain't it's like one black chick. Well, but that's typical. I'm trying to find the comments where he gets this like roast that everybody's talking about. Oh, okay. It must be this one, the one with 5,000 comments. All right, I got it. Okay, okay, okay. Oh yeah, they had a barbecue with this nigga. They cooked them up. Okay, now compare him to Mr. Organic. So niggas, oh, you just hating on him because he's successful. Okay, then compare him to Mr. Organic then. And who is Mr. Organic? Yeah, who are these motherfuckers? Since niggas want to act like we just hating to be hating. All right, let me make sure I share. So I'm gonna share this dude. What's his highest video? So I'm gonna bring this that other dude, that tall dude, Mr. Organic. So you all could compare and contrast. Cause this was the dude that everybody was shouting him out because he was keeping it 100 with them chicks, and that chick really tried to come at him. All right, let's see what they did with the barbecue on this bitch. Not calling him bitch. I mean in the comments section. It's hard to win an argument with a smart person, but damn near impossible to win an argument with a stupid person. Bill Murray. I ain't no business is the most deceiving phrase in 2020. It is. A lot of these motherfuckers, yeah. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not gonna judge you on what your business is, but as far as I'm fucking concerned, you better tell me what business. You ain't gotta tell me how much you netting, but you better tell me how much you grossing. I own a 6-figure business. I own a 7-figure business. I own a multi 6-figure business. Like, you gonna say some shit like that? Fuck that. You own a business. That could be you a Uber driver. Like, straight like that. Stop the cap. Gents thought about having long-term happily married men and women on the show just to get perspective. Redhead's virtue, rich white girl in Western. I mean, this is the one with 5,700 comments. I'm not seeing that really roast barbecue his ass. And Mike left. Facts, the man did. Mike actually has sense what's going to happen. Get real. He's supposed to stay when it gets heated. He just trying to promote himself. He didn't need to scooter detector to sense those bad will kiki. The dumb broad next to Fresh kept proving Myron right. Then will deflect when she realizes it. Well, the thing about the wage gap is what women really believe is they should get paid more than men. That's what they really want. And people talk about the wage gap, but whatever, man. My answer to that is, bitch, be mad, do something. Do something about it. I'm really not seeing them roast this dude up. Like, I'm gonna scroll down for a minute with these comments, man. I ain't gonna lie, that dude looks suspect. The fact he left half. I mean, this nigga really left halfway through the shit. He went to the bathroom for an hour and a half. He went to the bathroom for an hour and a half, yo. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm okay. So they're actually commenting on him with. Man, I don't know, nigga. Yeah, it's a lot of see Boogie does that shit too, that condescending shit. And that's why a lot of them dudes can't be around a lot of other dudes because they be one of these same niggas. Like, I don't know why I'm fighting all the time, but why niggas always want to fight me. And it's like, nigga, you know what you doing. You know what you doing. You just want to play like you don't. You walk around with like this. You're walking disrespect. And motherfuckers detect that. Like, and what did I do? What did I do? Them niggas it's like a female that always saying, oh, they intimidated by me. No, you just a fucking bitch. There's a difference. You just a bitch. And it's like you so bad, you can't help but be that. For you, it's like a mental condition. Yeah, I don't really see them cooking him up. Like, y'all link to me where he was getting barbecued. Because I don't see it. And I'm in top comments. So if they would barbecue him, that shit would have been in top comments. But maybe this is not the video. And these chicks don't even be all that to be like. And my thing is, when I'm looking at this fresh and fit fight shit, and I'm like, y'all bitches. Like, one thing, look, man, I get it, but it's like we're in Miami. Y'all ain't like y'all be doing Miami a disservice. Y'all should be able to get like fucking street motherfucker that look better than this. Like, this is the best black female you can find in Miami. I mean, y'all got the clout. Like, this is the best y'all. And some of these chicks are cute, but they cute. These are not women this should be on some I need a nigga to make six figures type shit. I mean, it's a nice thing to have. But it's like, bitch, if I make it like when I like if I'm making the kind of money that's like I can live it up in Miami all the time, y'all are not gonna be y'all are the ones I'm gonna settle for if I can't get some shit what I want. Y'all are not gonna be like niggas. Y'all are not no niggas that like these chicks are not chicks that I'm gonna flaunt my money. These are not the type of chicks where it's like, okay, I need to show them I got paper to get. That's none of these women are that. And see, one thing I gotta say, and this is the thing about a lot of these females that they do well, whether it's OnlyFans or social media. The trap that I'm gonna say this and then I'm done. Shout out to Xanatos. The trap that women fall into is C Boogie and Honest Truth are the two most pan. No, C Boogie ain't nowhere near as bad as Honest Truth, yo. Honest Truth is is something special. The thing about a lot of these women are getting fat. I mean, Kevin tried to tell them a lot of these women are getting fat. And here's the truth: if you look at who a lot of these OnlyFans chicks are with, make no mistake, these chicks are with regular guys. And when I say regular guys, a lot of these chicks are with regular ass dudes. I'm talking about from a genetic currency standpoint and an economic currency standpoint. Do not let it be like honestly, Myron and like Fresh and Fit would be like upper tier to they would be like really good upgrades. Make no mistake. These just because these women are getting paper, a lot of these women, oh, I'm getting paper. I make 10,000 a month because I make it selling pussy on OnlyFans. Which I mean, like straight up to get honestly to get $10,000 a month. I mean, if you can get $10 if you can get like $6 a person, That's 16. That's 1,700 people. And then you talk about them like super chats they be getting on OnlyFans, but you know, and niggas like you know how niggas are with that. Yeah, that's not. I'm not gonna say that's not hard, but I can see an attractive woman being able to pull that when you look at social media and stuff like that too. So my point is, they get this money and they think, well, I need a dude that makes more money than me. No, dumb bitch. You need to deal with a dude you like how he looks, because you don't need him for money. If you want these guys, oh, I need an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur ain't gonna pick you. He gonna pick you to fuck. He's not gonna pick you like, are you serious? And they really be believing that shit. They really be out here believing that because they make more money, oh, I just gotta make more money. Like, oh, I make $300,000. Like I make let's say a chick makes like I make $100,000 a month. Okay, that doesn't mean a millionaire is your floor. That doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean that. Like you take a chick like Lana Rhodes. Lana Rhodes, okay, she's her, as much as she's built too. It's another thing you got to keep in mind. But like it's like you like a 7 or 6. You're not like, especially if you don't like white girls like that too. You're not like exotic like that. You're not like you really think about it. What's that? Kevin Durant salary. Kevin Durant makes 26.5 million a year. We're not even counting endorsements and all of that comes with that. Why in the fuck? Like seriously. And you believing, oh well, Kevin Durant have a nice day with me. It's like, bitch, are you serious? Like, are you serious? Oh well, he it just wasn't good. Like, are you serious? Okay, go get you a white dude that makes like three million. Go get you a white dude that's gonna take you seriously. Get you a white dude that's worth 3 million, not makes 3 million. Not he has 3 million in cash. Get you a white dude. And you know what's gonna happen. You gonna get one of them old ass white motherfuckers. You know what time it is. I don't even know why you bullshitting. I mean, women like this has got money like that shit. Go to the Caribbean, get stroked the fuck out. The money's for you to do what the fuck you want to do. Why make more money and you want to still be taken care of? That doesn't make sense to me. And women, this is how backwards women are. And this is a white bitch doing this. It's like, no, you got your own shit, so you should be able to like think about it. You notice, I want y'all to understand something. You notice the women that tend to have the hardest time resting in their femininity tend to make the most money. And even some of these chicks that make money in a passive income way, they tend to, even the way they even view sexuality is like on some really like over sexualization shit, not really from a femininity standpoint. And it's like, why the fuck did you make the money if you still gonna act like a bitch? Like, I can't believe that's all he wanted from me. I'm like, bitch, that's all you worth. Like, are you serious? Like, are you serious? Like, why? What kills me is, why did you get all that plastic surgery? You should have kept it 100. Fuck flown out. You should have kept it 100 and you should have charged Kevin. He said, how much you want? You should have, like, real talk. If you want to really boss it up, you should have said, look, I want you to fly me out. I want to go to this game. I want to see you. How much you want for a guarantee? Flying me out and going on a date, that'll get me there. If you want a guarantee, how much? I'm too good to be an escort. Then, bitch, what was the point? What, bitch, you did porn. Shut up. Think of it this way. Think of it as these niggas tend to pass bitches around. So this gets you in the thing. So you can later on try to upgrade and get one of these young and dumb NBA players like what Brittany Renner did. That's what you do. But you fucking stupid. You're fucking dumb. I'm too much. I got too much self respect, motherfucker. All I gotta do is go to the. Come on, man. If you don't shut up. But they don't think like that because they let that feminism get in their head and they're just dumb. They let that feminism get in their head and it becomes this ego shit. It becomes this your ego is overinflated. For what? What's the point? And a lot of y'all, it's like y'all want to get y'all self-respect. No, that's too late. It's too late for that. You got 15 million subscribers, and most of them are on there because of your former porn star. It's like Mia Khalifa. Like these chicks they want to do, and that's really what a lot of these women want to do. They want to do their dirt, and then they want to have a reset when they 30 and act like they were virgins the whole time. Like that's some insane shit. It really is. But anyway, y'all. I'm like, you ain't even attractive. You're not even that attractive. You really not. And see, that's why I keep telling these niggas not niggas, but these players need to start importing bitches, like for real. Like, cut the bullshit. The point is, these women want to be hoes, but they want to be treated like that's not what they're doing. And what that shows you is they want the easy route. They want the easy route. They want to go to the path of least resistance. They don't want to do the work. They were given access to do the work. Now all these dudes are displaced out of the workforce in order for them to have the right to work, only for them to start going to the slut route. So there is no end game for women. They want everything. And when they want everything, they're then going to get mad at you for allowing them to have everything. The difference between Kim Kardashian is Kim Kardashian made money off of being a marketing agency. There's a lot of things behind the scenes she did. So it's not the same as what Kim Kardashian has done. It's really not. And say what you want to. Yes, she did a sex tape, and I'm not taking that away from her. But she didn't she ain't got a whole portfolio of porn out there. That's not the same thing. I mean, shit. You could pretty much put that where what R. Kelly did. It's not. A lot of these chicks, they want to, it is what it is. And then we're talking about a white chick, so it ain't like I'm trying to give her a pass. And I'm not going to give nobody a pass. Exactly. Yeah. And I've heard women say that. I've heard Mia Khalifa say that. She tries to talk about how she was manipulated into the industry. Well, I'm like, it's not like you're not coming up with a different name to rebuild your brand. No, you want to hold on to that brand, and it doesn't matter. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate it. This late night talk. Appreciate the super chats. And with that said, this is Edward signing off. Peace.